Welcome to Candid Conversations. I am your co-host, Ken Canyon, a.k.a. Coach Ken, a.k.a. the professor, a.k.a. the doctor in the building, alongside my... What are you grinning for? Okay. We can't cut this live. I mean,
Okay, go
why
ahead.
are you crying?
I'm just laughing about what I said prior, and it's just still
So
tickles
what she
me.
laughed about, something she said behind the scenes about my mama. And so my mama ain't here. So my mama, she talking about my mama, y'all. My mama loved her though.
I was talking
When
about
she
your
was here, she
daddy.
loved you.
I was talking about your daddy.
Oh, my daddy.
I don't know why that just
Oh,
tickled
you
me
talking
so
about my
much.
daddy? He loved you too.
I was speaking of your father.
Okay. See, that's
Okay,
why
I'm
you.
sorry.
Hey, click the camera on her. What do
I'm
you do?
sorry. Look, I got tickled, and you just started too quick. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's my co-host over there,
Let's
y'all.
straighten it.
What's your
Okay,
name?
go ahead.
I done gave him my name.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hi, I am Karen Canyon, and welcome to Candid Conversations with the Grand Canyons tonight. I'm sorry, I started
Look
off.
how you looking. Your eyes all
Listen,
puffy.
it
You
is-
laughing about my daddy. I thought it was about my mama, but it's about my daddy.
I just believe your daddy begged a time or two.
Hell, don't I beg a time or two?
Yeah, but that was his theme music. Let's straighten it out. He won't.
All right, y'all, welcome to the
Lattimore.
Candid Conversation. And tonight we got a good show for you. Listen, we want you to hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? And also click the notification bell so that when we drop a video, you will get it. We're up to 201,000 subscribers.
Thank you.
Listen, y'all,
Thank you.
we are so thankful, so grateful that that you believe enough to give us your time and attention, because that is valuable. It is the one thing that you cannot get back. Last week episode was What a Man Really Wants.
The 100th episode.
And it was our 100. No, not 100. It was a year. It was 1 year.
1 year.
1 year, not a
1 year. 1 year. I knew it would hit something with a one.
So that would have been like 52 weeks.
Yeah, I
Not
thought
hundreds.
y'all said.
See, you
100.
all discombobulated.
I was laughing. That's what happens when you don't pay attention in class.
That's what happens. All right, tonight we got to, because you wanted to do something different tonight.
I did want to do something different, and that's because we get a lot of letters, but we also get a lot of questions too. So I just wanted to.
So before you do that,
Okay.
a lot of people have questions for us, and our sponsor tonight, which will be for the next few weeks, is me. And here's what I mean. I am giving out free 30-minute sessions. I call them How Can I Help You sessions. And people call, and I can always dissect your problem in less than 19 minutes. And then I will give you a solution. And then, now what you do with the solution? Don't call me just to talk. Call me because you want an answer, not call. Book a time. Book an appointment. And I'm only doing this for a limited time so that I can really get to touch the people. And that's important to me. So that's who's going to be the sponsor, me.
So how do they book a time though?
How you book a time? You book a time by going to Coach Ken Canyon. Now, if you don't know how to spell my name, look on this, whatever you're looking at this on.
Canion. I love to. Let me tell you something. I practiced that. I said it in the mirror before I became Canyon. Oh, I knew how I was going to break it up. So I just love to say it. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Coach Ken Canyon at gmail.com. Email me. That email address again is Coach Ken Canyon at gmail.com. Book your session. Look, y'all. And don't call me just wanting to talk. Let's figure some stuff out.
All right.
There you go.
So tonight, what I did was I pulled off a couple of questions that people, they just inboxed us, several things. So I just pulled off some. And I wanted to throw them at you tonight, Mr. Canyon, since you are the coach.
Okay. All right. I may ask you a question or two, too.
That's not how I said this is going to go.
Okay.
How can your partner support you through difficult times without being overbearing? It's a very thin line So how can you support your partner in a difficult time?
Wow. Okay. That's a very good question.
Hmm.
How can you support your partner in a very difficult time?
Without being overbearing.
Okay. Without being overbearing. The first thing you have to do is ask your partner how I can support you.
Mm.
Because think about it like
Everything
this:
goes back to
we
communication.
support people based on the way we think they need to be supported,
That's good. And it's usually based on how.
how we want to be supported. That's
Mm.
why I always tell people, like, love languages. We give love language based on how we want it, but then we find out later that the other person doesn't feel loved. And you say, well, I'm giving you gifts because that's what I like. But and our endeavor is to find out how they feel loved. Okay. So in this case, the first thing you've got to do is you've got to ask them, how can I support you? Okay. Um, Sometimes supporting you might mean just being there, not saying a word.
Mm.
Okay. Sometimes supporting you might be, hey, let's go out and let's pass the time so I don't have to think about it. Sometimes supporting you might simply mean you just sit here, just sit with me. So what we have to do is we have to ask the person, and many times you want to ask that person that prior to any traumatic situation or things that happen in their life. Second of all, okay, second of all, is we can't take it personal.
Oh, that's
We can't take it personal when the person does not respond the way that we think they should respond. And the reason being is because that person is dealing with something, and the way we manage adversity, bad things that happen in our lives are very different from person to person.
mm-hmm.
Okay, and so you know what people try to do? They try to victimize themselves
Mm-hmm.
when another person is experiencing adversity.
And that is so true.
Right.
Why do we do that?
Well, we do that because it makes us feel better
Mm.
about what we're doing. Instead of realizing it ain't about me, it
Mhm.
ain't about me. You remember that time when you went through that stuff about the whole self love before you wrote your book and
Mhm. Mhm.
all of that, and remember I got mad at you that day. I'm like,
Mhm.
I've been married to you 17 years. How come I don't know this about you?
Right.
How come I didn't know that you went through this in your childhood? And I remember I was making it about me.
Mhm.
I was victimizing myself. And then one day I snapped out of it and said, fool, this is not about you. This is about her. Stop making it about you. And that's what people do. So
Mm.
stop victimizing yourself. First thing we got to do is ask the person how we can be supported, not take it personal,
Mhm.
too, and don't victimize yourself.
I
That's
like
how you
that.
support people.
I like that. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
What's
Was that
another
good
one?
enough?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So I had a young lady who is trying to get into a relationship. She met this guy,
Okay.
and he's a nice guy, but she's struggling getting over the relationship of her past. She's seeking closure.
Mm.
And so how do we get past that? How do we get over um the relationships of our past, and how do we get past that closure thing?
So I'm going to ask Taylor. Taylor, if you would. But Taylor, y'all don't see Taylor. She just looked at me like, Taylor, this answer right here, can you put this up as a clip? Because there are a lot of people who need this answer right here.
Okay.
People say they need closure.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is, you don't need closure. It is something that it is a story that we've told ourselves in our lives. I need closure to move on. That's not what you need, because some things we never get closure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what we're really hoping is that closure makes us feel better when I know why the thing happened. That's what closure is. Closure is
Knowing
simply
why.
knowing why it happened. Okay, just like a person says, I want to know closure. Why did you break up with me? What you really want to know is, why did you do it?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know why my mom died. I really want to know, God, why my mom died. I went through that. But the truth is, what I learned years ago, and I believe flesh and blood did not give this to me. It was when I was going through something with my mother. And I believe God said to me this: you don't need closure, you need acceptance.
Mm.
You need acceptance that the thing has happened, It is, and you can move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When we get acceptance that yes, and that I don't need closure, because the truth is, some things you may not find out in this life. You may not get the answer to, so you may not get closure. But when I accepted the fact that my mother died without getting her healing on this side, that may have been God's will. When I accepted that, and I didn't have closure of why she did, I was able to move on. And that's a powerful thing.
It is.
The powerful thing is with this person. Now, to bring it back to this person, she doesn't need acceptance. I mean, she doesn't need closure. She needs acceptance. Is she still connected emotionally to this other person?
Wow.
If she is still connected emotionally to this other person, she needs to disconnect from that person. Think of it like this. Think about this analogy. If you just got a new phone today, right? And I don't know if you got a new charger, probably not, because it was the same phone.
Right.
But when you stick your phone into the charger, think of that phone like a person. The only way you can charge another phone is disconnect from that phone. Okay? And if we are not willing to disconnect from people, we want to hold on because they might come back one day. We want to hold on because they might feel a different way than they did before.
Let me ask you this right here.
Yeah.
Do you think that the closure piece is because they still have feelings? Or, I mean, because like to me, and this is just me, and I wish I had this answer the other day. I was speaking to a friend, like, and they were saying, I need closure. Closure is like, it was closed when you got ghosted, or it was closed when, you were disrespected. Like, that's closure to me. Like, when, like, I don't need that. Why, what are you laughing at? But so my question to you is it the feelings that make someone need to have closure? Do you think? Is it because they still care for that person?
It is the emotional unrest that the person needs to quench.
Okay.
Because think about it. When you want closure, what you're really trying to do is turn off the questions in your mind.
That's so good.
You're trying to turn off what we call endless loop questions in your mind. See, the reason you want closure is because you want that to stop. Why did they do this? Aren't I a good person? Am I not pretty enough? Am I not fine enough? Are they finer than me? And what happens is these endless loop questions you don't have the answer to it. And so what the brain does is the brain will give you the answer. Okay. And so you ever notice how, let me give you a prime example. You go to the doctor. Me and you have done this. Remember you went to the doctor and we were waiting on the call from the doctor about the test. Now, let's say the doctor, remember they told us they wouldn't call us between 11 and 1. Now, they didn't call us between 11 and 1 because you told them don't call you. You told them to call me. Well, they didn't call between 11 and 1. First of all, after 1 o'clock, my mind began to say, oh my God, what's going on? It begins to try to answer the question why they didn't call, right? And what it does? Oh my gosh, what if she's got this? What if this is going on? What if that's going on? And then remember the lady called me and I answered the phone and she said, you're petrified, aren't you? I said, I am. Well, what happened was I'm trying to close the loop. See, the way your brain works, the brain opens and closes loops, okay? So it opens a loop. It opens a thought. And so it wants to close that loop with the answer to that thought. And sometimes we don't get the answer to that thought. It's called sensory deprivation. And in sensory deprivation, whenever the brain is deprived of the answer, it goes to create the answer. It goes to find it. It goes to find the answer based on the information that it has. Like you might say, well, why didn't the person want me? So what information does it have? Maybe I'm too fat. Maybe I'm not fine enough. Maybe I'm not pretty enough. That's the information that it's operating from because that's what you've told it. Now what you do is tell something different. Now it has a different answer to pick from.
Boy.
That's deep.
He ain't just fine, boy. That boy smart, boy. I'm gonna give you what I promised you.
Give it to me.
I ain't.
What you talking about this? Oh, that's what you didn't promise me that. I mean, look, you ever notice how, baby? You ever notice how when it's like, okay, let's right now what we about to do. You know me and you know the best time of the day for me. You know, right?
You're not gonna experience it today, whatever it is.
No, why? The best time of the night is when we cuddle at night and when you spoon up behind me. And then I feel them soft breastises.
Okay, the next.
I'm just saying, like, and then we just cut and and then either that or you rub my head. When you rub my head, and I just fall asleep, start slobbing. That's like the best time. Okay, I just thought I'd tell you that.
Just start slobbing. I mean, I'm just saying.
When you get that good sleep and you just be like mouth open and whatnot,
I started to say something. Okay. Okay.
I want you to have a wet mouth. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Hey, so what Big P? Y'all know Big P over there.
I was waiting.
Big P over there
waiting.
Big P over there talking about, so she's spooning you? I mean, well, in a sense, but she just puts her arm around me and get real close, I guess in a sense, you're the little spoon and I'm the big spoon. Or is it vice versa? I don't know. Which one is it? Would I be the little spoon then? I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh, this went the wrong way. Okay, guys, the next question, Kenny. Okay. So this couple has been together. They've been together over 10 years. I was going to say 20. They've been together over 10 years, and they really love each other.
Okay.
But there is no fire in the relationship. They have sex, but it's just sex. There's no passion. And so, they love each other. They love being around each other, but there's just no passion. How would they bring the passion back to their relationship?
Okay. So I want to give you an example. I like to use metaphors and analogies. A fire goes out, like in a fire pit. Mm-hmm. Okay. How do you start the fire? You start the fire with kindling. Mm-hmm. What is kindling? The little sticks, mm-hmm, right? Mm-hmm. And the little sticks catch hold of the big sticks, mm-hmm, right? So to reclaim the fire, you start with the little things. Mm. It ain't going on a trip to Jamaica for 17 days when you can't stand each other for 17 minutes. You started with the little things. Just like when I do little things for you, like, mm-hmm, remember the other day, you clean the kitchen, mm-hmm, after we, we're out for a long day. Yeah, right. And you're like, that's a little thing, mm-hmm, that makes you have a deeper affinity for me. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so what happens to people is we get in this state of familiarity. Okay. And we get into mundane routineness. Mm-hmm. And so we stop doing the little things. Because, when you first get together, you do the little things to get the person emotionally enamored with you. And it might be real. When you get married, and what happens to couples who've been together so long, they stop doing the little stuff. Mm-hmm. I remember when we went to Mexico this year, mm-hmm, and we just sat outside in our pool at our, mm-hmm, bungalow. Mm-hmm. We had our bungalow. And we had a pool inside our bungalow. Mm-hmm. Well, outside the bungalow. And we just stayed out there. Nothing but the little things. Mm-hmm. We sat and we talked. But that meant a lot.
Right.
We didn't have to be out jet skiing, windsurfing, because we weren't going to do that. No way. But you start the fire with the kindling.
So it could be I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So it could be something thoughtful, like if I like a Sprite, and I get home today and it's a Sprite in the refrigerator. So it could be something very small. It could be
that the other person doesn't necessarily expect.
It could be, yeah.
And then here's okay. Let me give y'all the steps. First step is this: you tell the person that I want to do something. you tell them what you want the outcome to be. So you say, hey, I want to rekindle our relationship. I want us to start doing what we used to do. I want to get back to that. Tell the person, plant the seed of where we want to go.
Oh, I love
So we
that.
plant the seed of where we want to go because our mind, for the mind to do anything, you have to introduce a thought. So we introduce the thought of where we want to go. I want to start doing this again. I want us to be there, okay? And then you tell the person, I'm going to start doing things that I believe will help us gain that. That's all you got to do. That's how you start. And then you start doing little things. And what happens? You say, what if, and some people going to be looking at this might be like, well, if the other person ain't doing it, I ain't going to do nothing. Well, the law of reciprocity actually kicks in after that. Because now the person, you've introduced the thought that I want to. I want to be better. I want us to get back to where we used to be. And then once I start doing it, the other person sees that. And then the law of reciprocity kicks in. It may take time. The problem is, the problem is we want everything microwave. And it takes time.
We want everything quick.
Yeah, because I wanted you to get back to yourself when you went through that period, that whole self-love stuff that you had to work through. I wanted you to get back in a week. But it took almost a year. But I had to be okay with that. And when I got to the point where I was like, it ain't about you, fool. It's about her, which is about us.
That's so good. I tell you, I'm gonna keep my promise.
Audience, if you have any questions that you want me to answer, I want you to drop them in the comment section, and then we'll do that because we do this from time to time. Well, I'll just answer whatever question it is. I do it in my academy, and so if you want to be in the academy, go to therelationshipacademy.co, and we do this every single week in the academy.
Okay, and I have one more.
One more?
One more.
Okay, I might have one for you.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have a female who is really, really liking this guy.
Okay.
They've been going out for some months. And he is everything that she thinks that she wants in a guy, but his sex is trash. She wants to know how can she somewhat like take the lead without looking like a hoe.
So she's scared. She's scared to take the lead.
Like she's
she
scared
wants him
that
to think she a wholesome. Or wholesome hoe.
But she like, she loved everything about him, but he just ain't putting it down. And so she just...
Okay, so I have a question for you. And this is a very important question to ask her. Is it that he can't do it because he doesn't know how, or he doesn't have the capacity because he's not equipped to do it?
That I don't know.
See, that would make a difference. Let's say I have the capacity to do it, but I don't know what to do. You can teach me. You can teach me how to do it. But if I'm not equipped with the things that you may need
to be
then I can't. But it sounds like he has the tools. He just doesn't know how. All right, so here's the thing. So her whole thing is, I don't want him to think of me a certain way. Right? So she got freak in her. She got freak in her. It's all up in her, right? All up in her. And that freak be roaring like a lioness, roaring. And it wants to come out, but we keep the door slammed on it. So here's what I'm gonna say. The way you do it without the perception changes is this. You have conversations. You say, hey, let's talk about sex. What would you like? Then you say, and then the way you say it is you make the conversation in terms of what things make you feel better in a relationship. So here's what I would say. Everybody takes one question. For instance, my question to you is, what do you like sexually? Now, I get to choose the question I ask you, right?
What
now,
if my answer is what we did the other night?
Okay, but then I'm teaching y'all a methodology.
Okay.
Then the other person gets to ask you the same question, Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And then their turn to ask a question,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get to ask them the same question.
Mm.
Now, why is that important? Because you really get to ask them the question that you want them to ask you.
That's good. That is good. But I'm gonna tell you what. I would just
That's just it. That's the
I would
one of
just
many
ghost
ways.
the person. I don't I
You
don't
would
have
ghost them. You love them,
I don't have enough I don't think I have enough
man.
guts.
To tell them that the sex is trash,
Yeah, I don't
but you don't say it like that. You don't say it like that. Most people don't know how to communicate the way you
And
do.
that was, again, I was 23. Come on, give me something
No, I
when we
mean,
met.
but yeah,
But
because you didn't know
I
how to
don't.
communicate well.
Wait a minute.
How
I
you
don't even
did,
like how that came out.
but
But
you
I mean,
admitted
I'm
it.
just saying that I thought that was a great question because I wouldn't know how to do that, and I felt like what you just said was really really
I just gave
good.
you one of 10 techniques
Yeah.
to do it. And when you come, listen, when you come and you do the free sessions, if you do those free sessions, if you book, I told you that I'm sponsoring this free session, 30-minute sessions. Go to Coach Ken Canyon at Gmail and let me help you communicate better.
I need to book one for communication myself.
You remember that time recently when you wanted to run me over at Costco's and how I used that technique on you, that apology technique,
I'm gonna
and
have
then you said, "I don't even want to run you over with the cart no more." You don't remember that?
I know I wanted to transfer and run you over with the car.
No, you.
No, I didn't. I'm
Damn.
just kidding. That it did work, and it worked so
I
quickly.
know. I know. I know. I know. All right. Look, that's what I'm saying. Audience, listen to me. If you have any questions, real talk. As she's finding the question of our moment of truth game. What I'm gonna say is we just sent some out today. We get a lot of orders for these. The moment of truth. This is the original version. This is the sex version for all you freaks out there. Now, what does this game do? This game helps you get to know the person in a cool way without being so serious. That's why we created it. So now you got the games, both of them. And get the combo pack. Boom! For friends. It could be you friends hanging out. It could be couples. It could be y'all trying to get, somebody new, whatever, and you trying to see where they at with that. The game will help you.
That
See where they at with that. All right.
oh,
What?
this is the sex version. I didn't realize that, but that's one for a woman. You can ask me
Okay,
that.
I'll ask you this one. All right, here we go.
I don't think we've ever done that one.
You need to answer a question tonight. Okay. This is a question for a woman.
Okay.
You're about to have sex for the first time and you notice his penis is smaller than you like. Okay? You would. A, take one for the team. B, make an excuse why you don't do it, why you couldn't do it. C, see how good he was with his tongue first. Or D, act like your spiritual conviction kicked in and leave. Who
So
made
I
these
didn't read that
questions
one
up?
all the way through, but
Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised you gave me this.
yeah,
I'll repeat
'cause
it.
that
Can I
just
repeat
made
it?
me gross. Yeah. Okay. So
Okay. You're about to have sex for the first time and you notice his penis is smaller than you like. You would A, take one for the team, go and get that thing up. B, make an excuse why you could not do it or cannot do it. C, see how good he is with that tongue first, what that mouth do. And then D, act like your spiritual conviction. You know what? I can't do that.
Father, help your children. Don't let
Which
me
one?
fall
Which one?
by the side
Which one?
of the road
What would you?
and teach them.
Oh, your spiritual conviction.
to
D,
love
act
one
like your spiritual
another.
conviction, get there and leave. Audience, what would you do? Would
You
you
know
take one
what?
for the team? Would you say, I cannot do it?
You know what? I just I've been going to church. I've been paying my tithes. God won't let me do this. I can't. And teach them. Yeah.
What would you do? Let me finish this. A, take one for the team.
Amazing.
B, make an excuse so you can say no. Number C, see how good that tongue is. Or D, let your spiritual conviction act like your spiritual conviction kicked in. You like, I got a break, Cap.
Yeah, good old talk game with his tongue, slishy sloshy, and then he come. I don't think so. I'm gonna bow out gracefully.
Slishy slosh.
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. I'm gonna say a scripture. I'm gonna get convicted.
Y'all bye. Bye, y'all. Bye.
I listen. I've been fasting, and this
Bye.
go against my fast. No pork.
No.
We not eating meat this month. I just forgot about it. We not eating meat. I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Bye, y'all. Peace.